Right, guys, I need you hold engine position, please. I need you hold engine position. You've got 2 minutes to start. Right guys, we're going to the second people racing now. First up is the early car, they'll come out the outset, they'll take a 400 and a early start. Right, time to put this camera.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Benoni karting circuit, FK circuit, Formula K. And we look forward now to the heat number 2 of the Kid Rock. Pole position, Jack Moore, you saw him early on with Rafael de Silva, Kai van Rensburg, Michael Danks, Maddox Mason, Evan Venter, Troy van der Laan, Declan Jurgens and Santiago Frade. They'll all be out there giving it their all. And it's a little bit breezy here at Formula K today, but it's the racing is red hot, I can assure you. Kart stuck out on circuit, looks like one of the Scudero karts, trying to get it going. And there should be yellow flags waving. There's the yellow flag in your screen. They're warming up. They'll have to form up pretty shortly. Well, who's going to be this time? Jack Moore, Rafael de Silva, Kai van Rensburg, Michael Danks, Maddox Mason. I reckon any one of those can go. Evan Venter, Troy van der Laan, Declan Jurgens and Santiago Frade, bringing up the rear end of the field. Kid Rock, heat number 2 in the South African National, round number 2 of the Rock SA National Series here at Formula K in Benoni in Gauteng. Mike side, Francois Butler. I don't know why I want to introduce myself, but thank you nonetheless. Right, so they're forming up, the yellow flags are waving, they're making their way up the hill to the final 180. Everyone's joining the back. Here comes one of the stragglers to join them. Well, at lunchtime I had to go for a quick biological break, and I want to say to DMV Events, thank you for stunning ablutions. Very nice. Lovely to come to a place like this and such lovely bathrooms. Right, so they're working their way around out the final horseshoe. They're going to make their way down the hill now. They started getting a little bit of a roll towards that final right-hander. They will split those tram lines and get to heat number 2 of the Kid Rock SA National Series, round number 2 here at Benoni Kart. And here we go. Down through the tram lines they go. And Jack Moore leads out. De Souza gets a good start, but Moore's got a blinding start. Danks is in there as well as they make their way down towards that corkscrew. In the left, into the right-hander they go. And Moore leads out. Moore's there. A little bit of a scrap there already for 3 and 4 as well. 1 and 2 is good. It's the 69 of Rafael de Silva that's in there together with Jack Moore. Well, these two had a good scrap in the beginning. De Souza got through on Moore. Moore wants to get away. Takes a little bit of a wide line as he comes there down to the twiddly bits. Keep an eye there on Jack Moore there. Rafael de Souza right there with De Silva, sorry. My apologies. Rafael de Silva. And, Michael Danks a little way back. You want to get a bit higher up there, but still Jack Moore leading up. Jack Moore and Rafael de Silva having a lovely scrap. Rafael having a look there at Jack. Jack's trying to close the line. He's trying to keep him honest. Takes a tight line, goes wide. De Silva's got other ideas. Jack Moore, Rafael de Silva sticking there. De Silva sticking with him. He's rubbing his racing, nose to tail stuff there. He's looking for a way through. They come down the hill now. They take that final right hand. They're going to finish their first lap down that mine shaft. Oh, my man. Have your ankles chopped off, you walk over this circuit. These cars are hurtling around, down into that corkscrew once again. Jack Moore, Rafael de Silva, Kai van Rensburg's in third. He's followed by Troy van der Laan and Michael Danks. Jack Moore has already posted a quick time of a 1 minute 21 now as he rolls up towards that second right-hander. Rafael de Silva leans his head over as he tries to stick with him. Left-handers before they hit the right-hander. Jack, when you push the kart like that with your body, but it does nothing. You've got to keep your foot forward. Oh, and Jack goes wide and Rafael comes up and he's inside. That's what's happened when you look behind you make mistakes. And Rafael de Silva screeches through there on Jack Moore and gets a little bit of a gap over him. So Rafael de Silva leads out. De Silva now hangs the left hand up to the first of the 180s, going up the hill. Jack Moore trying to reel him in, but Rafael de Silva's got other ideas. He wants to get away there. Kai van Rensburg's in third. They make their way now into that left-hander, around the left-hander up towards the second 180. They work their way up the hill. Rafael leads out. Jack sitting there behind him. Kai van Rensburg's close by. Second horseshoe is finished down through the kink. down to that final right-hander, and they'll start their third lap. Here they come. Rafael de Silva leading out. Jack Moore's one of the quickest out there. Here comes Kai van Rensburg. The front three are getting away. There's a bit of a scrap there between Van der Laan and Danks. Danks on the outside of Van der Laan, but does he get through? I don't know. I didn't see. Off they go. So working their way through. Still, it's Rafael de Silva leading out. Jack Moore's coming back at him. Moore's on his outside. Right, and what's happening in the lead there? Still Rafael de Silva leads out. Jack Moore's there with him. Kai van Rensburg's trying to come into the frame. So Rafael de Silva. Here comes Jack Moore. Tries to switch back. It doesn't work. Rafael gets his bases covered. He works his way through. Rafael de Silva. Jack Moore. Rafael de Silva takes a tight line. He goes a little bit defensive there, but Jack Moore's not close enough to mount a challenge. He's going to have to up the ante ever so slightly. Down into the left-hander, up the hill they go now to the final horseshoe. Moore puts his head down, tries to get a bit closer. They're pulling away from Kai van Rensburg. Rafael de Silva goes into the right-hander. There we go. Down they go down to that final right-hander, down before they cross the start-finish line. Jack Moore's on the back of Rafael. Moore goes alongside him. They're side by side. Moore's got a bit of slipstream city there, and Moore goes to the front. Bang! Into the corkscrew left and right. Jack Moore takes the lead back from Rafael de Silva. De Silva's going to want to come back at him. This is going to be a ding-dong tussle in heat number 2 between these two lads. They're not giving each other an absolute inch. They are so close you can cover them with a handkerchief, folks. These 1 and 2. They're quite far ahead there, about 2.5 seconds ahead of Kai van Rensburg. The two of them are at blistering pace out front there in the Kid Rock heat number 2. Jack Moore, Rafael de Silva. Moore's quite quick here through the twisty bits. Does he get rid of? No, de Silva stays with him. Even swings the back end of the kart out and steps out. And working his way through here. Jack Moore, Rafael de Silva out of the sharp end of the field, giving it their all. And Moore trying to pull away there from Rafael. Rafael's got other ideas. He tries to narrow down that corner. They work their way up the hill now into this left-hander. Moore cuts the left-hander. Rafael works there with him. Kai van Rensburg's a little way back. And up behind him there, it's Michael Danks who's gone up into 4th. But Danks has got a lot of work to do if he wants to join the leaders, and he's still got about 4 laps to go. Still, it's Moore leading out over de Silva. Coming to this final right-hander down the hill. Flat box, foot stuck firmly on the right-hand side of the floorboard. But he's got a bit of a draft, he's got de Silva. De Silva's got a draft, he's going to look there, but Moore goes defensive and covers that lineup as he takes a right-hander. De Silva is right there, sticking with him like a press stick on a blackboard. He's not letting him get away. Jack Moore knows he's got his work cut out for him now as Rafael de Silva sits there with him. De Silva really wants to get past. Jack Moore says, well, you know what, I'm not interested in your intentions. You're going to have to do it. But de Silva looks up on the inside and he takes the lead. De Silva gets through and Moore comes back at him. Moore's going to come down there side by side, but he goes this way, that way. And de Silva holds the lead there over Moore. De Silva back on the sharp end of the field. What is he going to do now? Was he being held up? Is he going to try and get away? Well, Jack Moore's going to have other ideas. He'll come straight back at him. I can assure you. Jack Moore closing back down on Rafael de Silva. My word. These two are not going to give each other an inch here today. Even heat 2 will have a heat 3. That'll probably turn out to the same thing. But Rafael de Silva gets his head down. Watch that body language says, I'm up for a race. Jack Moore says, fine, I'm up for it too, buddy. If you can do, I can do better. Well, out of that last 180 down towards that final right-hander when they come down the line. Is it going to be another case of Slipstream City? Moore steps out. Moore steps out side by side. Moore's going down and Moore gets the lead again. Moore moves to the front again, down into the corkscrew. Brilliant. It's unbelievable. Every single race they change the lead. Or every lap, sorry, not race. Every lap they change the lead. My apologies. Brilliant stuff here from Jack Moore and Rafael de Silva. They've been followed there by Kai van Rensburg, Michael Danks, Troy van der Laan, Ivan Venter, Declan Jurgens, Santiago Frade and Maddox Mason bringing up the rear. This time around, keep an eye there, Jack Moore goes defensive. This time he comes back and says to de Silva, you got to come up with a new idea, buddy. You did that to me last time, it's not going to happen again. Rafael de Silva right there on his tailgate. He doesn't want a nose cone penalty, so he stays about an inch just off him as they push. They work their way now up to the first of the 180. Roll around towards the right. Here comes Rafael de Silva pushing hard on the back end of Jack Moore. Hang that left-hander. Moore goes hard into that left-hander. Rafael's got the same intention. They side through. And what's going to happen here? Up on the inside. Oh, can you be for real, says Rafael de Silva on the 180. Goes up on the inside of Jack Moore and makes it stick as they come towards the right-hander. But wait, it's Slipstream City. Slipstream City, checkered flag time. It's checkered flag. It's going to be... Oh, they're side by side. It's Jack Moore. Jack Moore over the line ahead of Rafael de Silva. It's down to the wire. Can you believe it? Jack Moore takes it from Rafael de Silva with 1/800th of a second. It's unbelievable stuff here. Kai van Rensburg, third place. Michael Banks, 4. Troy van der Laan, Ivan Venter, Declan Jurgens and Santiago Frade. Oh my word, you cannot script this stuff, folks. Unbelievable. Jack Moore, nerves of steel onto the wire. Unbelievable stuff. 0-0. Right, folks, welcome back to Benoni, the FK circuit. We're going to start KZ race number 2, KZ2. So we look forward to that. Joshua Kutza on pole with Fabian Lance, Roman De Beer and Keegan Masters on the second row. They got an inverted grid. Srin Naidoo, Dino Sturman, Bjorn Roos, Josh LaRue, Scott Falconer, Jason Goodseer, Carla Willifee, Vayland Wyman, Michael Pringle, Tate Bishop, Joseph Ellerine, Jürgen and Anton Pomersheim, and Zachary Dufty bringing up the rear. So they're on a warm-up lap. Flags are green, getting tyres warm. They'll be forming up now as they work their way up towards that final 180. Now Josh Kutza had a problem in that first heat. He actually fell by the wayside. So let's have a look, see now. He's on pole position with Fabian Lance. Fabian will definitely give him a little bit of uphill. Roman De Beer and Keegan Masters in the second row. They don't need an introduction. They are pretty quick. Pretty quick. They're having a warm-up lap. Josh Kutza, a quick practice start there. Karts are all now working their way around. That's the rest of the field coming through there. From a sunny but a chilly breeze, I've actually now put my jacket on over my jersey because it's a little bit cool here. You can see on your picture it's clear skies, but there's a little light breeze blowing around here and it's like ice, I can assure you. Typical here on the East Rand in Benoni. Yes, I do know Joburg. I know what Gauteng's about. I've worked up here, so nothing untoward. So they'll start forming up now as they work their way through the twisty bits in the middle of the circuit now up towards the first of 180s. The yellow flags are waving. Josh Kutza is chucking his cart around, trying to get a bit of heat into those tyres. So they work their way around the first 180. Once they come out of there, they'll sort of slow it up and the pack will work their way together. Then they'll come down to the tram lines. Remember, KZ2 is what we call a shifter kart. They've got gears. That's the reason, because they shift through the gearbox. I don't suppose I have to explain that to you, because if you're watching karting, you're an aficionado, you know what it's all about. And we look forward to that. They'll come down and they'll line up in their respective boxes here into the KZ2s in heat number 2. We saw a fantastic first one there with Roman De Beer and Keegan Masters. Josh Kutza lining up there in box number 1 together with Fabian Lance. Triple 1 of Roman De Beers there. The 11 of Srin Naidoo. There's Dino Sturman who rolls up there together with Dino Sturman as Bjorn Roos. And on the front there, Fabian Lance sitting up on the outside. Right, we're about to go racing, folks. Here, we're going to wait now as they all just line up in their pit boxes. The COC goes towards the back. Green flag's up. MSA flag goes up towards the top. The flag drops and away they go. Oh, and it's a brilliant start there from Keegan Masters there together with Josh Kutza. Kutza gets the whole shot. Masters rolls up into second place. Into the right-hander they go. Well, let's have a look stuff here. Kutza now on the fly. And Masters is there with their Fabian Lance is sitting there in third. And Srin Naidoo looks like he's moved up a place or two. They roll around now into that bottom there. They go down towards the bottom of the circuit into the right-hander. Kutza has got Masters there. Kutza leads out. Going up to the twisty bits now. They hang a right-hander back into the left. Still it's Kutza that leads out there. Then it's Masters, then it's Lance. They work away their left up towards the first of the 180s. High-speed stuff through the gears box they run. They turn right now. They come up towards the left-hander. Kutza still leaning out. Keegan Masters second. Keegan led up that first race from start to finish because Kutza had a problem. But Kutza looks like he has sorted it out. Up into that second 180 loop now as they make their way down the hill, down towards the first of the right-hander to complete heat number 1. Here they come towards us. Take a right-hander coming past the commentary box right now. It's still going to be Josh Kutza. Keegan Masters, Fabian Lance. Across the line. Oh, Kutza's put in the times here. Roman De Beers in 4, Srin Naidoo, Bjorn Roos in 6, Scott Falconer, Carla Willifee, Michael Pringle, Vayland Wyman, Tate Bishop, Josh LaRue, Dino Sturman, Jason Goodseer, Joseph Ellerine, Anton Pomersheim, Jürgen Pomersheim and Zachary Dufty as they make their way down into the right hand. Still Kutza leading out. Kutza leads out. And still Masters is there with Fabian Lance. It looks like all the little gremlins they had in heat number 1, they've sorted out now. Now the racing is on. Josh Kutzer trying to get away there from Keegan Masters. Masters like to get a bit close to the mountain challenge. Hang a left-hander now up into that first of the 180. They roll around in that 180. Kutzer leads out. Fabian Lance is crawling all over the back there of Keegan Masters, but he's unfazed about that. Roman De Beer's there as well. Roman De Beer, I spoke to him after the first heat. He said, "Choo, what a lot of work. My arms were tired. I get tired watching them. What can I say?" But still, it's Josh Kutzer coming up down to that right-hander to come past Scotty Box. Oh, and he's blindingly quick now as he takes the right-hander. Dives down towards the mine shaft. Keegan Masters, Fabian Lance, Roman De Beer, Shreen Naidu, Bjorn Roos, Scott Falconer, Carlo Willifee, Michael Valen Wyman gets past Michael Pringle, Josh LaRue, Dino Sturman, Anton Pommersheim, Dave Bishop, and Zachary Dufty. Come out there into the right, 9 to the left. Phil Kutzer leading out. Josh Kutzer, when he was starting Cape Town, was pretty quick there together with Keegan Masters. So Kutzer showing his muscle up here on the high felt. And takes that right-hander now into those twisty bits. Through the kink. It's right and then it's left. It's hard work. It's, your forearms are pumping, your veins are standing. And the adrenaline is really running through your veins now. They hang that long right-hander. Still Josh Kutzer leading out. Kutzer up the hill. Keegan Masters, Fabian Lance. And up behind them, Robin De Beer. Up behind De Beer, Shreen Naidu and Bjorn Roos. Well, everyone's in it to win it, that's for sure. This is a far better race than heat number 1. Not so badly stretched out. Kutzer still leads out. He's got a bit of a bigger gap now. It's almost a second over second place man Keegan Masters with Fabian Lance. Here comes Masters, here comes Lance, here comes Roman De Beer, Shreen Naidu and Bjorn Roos. Oh, it is absolutely mind-blowingly quick. Down into the mine shaft they go. Hang that left-hander up the hill. There goes Kutzer. Kutzer's up the hill. Hangs the left. It's a long left. Then he goes a little way down a hill into that right-hander. Still Masters second with Fabian Lance and Roman De Beer. They come through the twisty bits now, into the twisty bits. And I tell you something, Fabian Lance is holding onto the back of Keegan Masters. Keegan looks very unfazed by this all here. Kutzer hangs the left-hander. Kutzer up the hill into the first of the 180s. Josh Kutzer blindingly quick there now as he rolls around. Keegan Masters, Fabian Lance, and Roman De Beer. Roman is the quickest man on the circuit, which means he's closing down on the back of Fabian Lance. Roman is closing down on the back of Fabian as they go now up into that last of that 180s. They'll come down the hill there through the kink and make their way up towards that final right-hander. Josh Kutzer, absolutely blisteringly quick now as he crosses the line. But it's Roman De Beer. Roman is the quickie. No, Josh Kutzer goes quickest. And no, Roman De Beer goes even quicker. They are absolutely flying around the circuit here. Josh Kutzer with Keegan Masters. Kutzer's got about a second lead, about a 1 second gap there over Keegan Masters. But up behind him is Fabian Lance and Roman De Beer. And I think, I don't want to say that front four is about 2.5 seconds ahead of the rest of the pack. But Roman De Beer is the man with the plan. That's the guy you got to watch. He's sitting in fourth. This is up behind Fabian and Keegan Masters. Oh, there's a massive pile up there in the corner. An enormous pile up. There's about 4 or 5 carts. Look at that. It's terrible. A massive pile up. I don't know. They're all stuck. They're trying to get their carts out from each other. I see the number 18 cart in there. Oh, 14 is Michael Pringle and the rest. But still the front runners are out there. Josh Kutzer comes to hit that first right-hander. Down he goes past us. They sort themselves out. Josh Kutzer leads out. Kutzer, Masters, Lance, and Roman De Beer. Going over the line there. Shreen Naidu. It was Bjorn Roos caught up in that mix-up. Oh, what a pity for Bjorn Roos. Bjorn Roos got caught up in that one. Jürgen Pommersheim goes up to 9th from 16th almost. So they're all going to work their way back. Wow. At that speed, when you have an accident, it's just the one continuous concertina pile-up. So there's a slow marker on the field trying to get off, and Josh Kutzer's coming at him at the rate of knots. Kutzer goes up on the inside. Here comes Keegan Masters, Fabian Lance, and Roman De Beer. Kutzer still leading out, yellow flags waving. There's a cart off the circuit. Someone's got their head in the hand. He's at Bjorn Roos. Trying to see the name of the cart number. It's got a 1 at the end. It's Anton Pommersheim. Anton Pommersheim not too happy with himself. So that's unfortunate. He's out. Someone puts their hand up at the far end of the field and goes off the circuit, and it's still Josh Kutzer leading out. He's going to finish lap 6. Kutzer's out front. Masters, Lance. And up behind Lance, it's Roman De Beer. The 4 of them are down the road, folks. Next up, it's going to be Sri Naidu. And then Jason Kutsia, the man from Cape Town, is up to 6. Well, Jason is no slouch. He likes to chuck it around a little bit. So we'll see how he does. Jason Kutsia is there. Kutsia's out front. Kutsia's away back though, down in about P6. Oh, he's going to have to work hard to catch Sri Naidu. He's no slouch, folks. He's also a champion in his own respect down in the Western Cape in the regional status. He's represented South Africa as well. So, yeah, these guys have all got CVs longer than my arm. But brilliant stuff. Josh Kutsia out of the first of the 180 now. Hits this tight left-hander. White flags waving as a slow kart on the circuit. Keegan Masters, Fabian Lance, and Roman De Beer is right up behind Fabian. Is Roman going to do something? Is Roman going to do anything? As a kart on the circuit, here comes Josh at a mind-blowingly quick speed up behind one of the karts. I'll try and pick up birdies. This is the number 74 car of Carlo Willifee. And Josh is going to need a bit of space to get through there. Josh just comes up on the slow marker. This is going to Constantine in the field. He's going to bring them closer, or is he going to get past? Josh gets past there, and he works his way through. So now there's a slow marker in the mix. Is Keegan going to get through? This is actually where Roman De Beer should try and close up on the back of Fabian. Oh, slow marker holds up some of the guys there. Blue flags waving, and he suddenly realizes, whoops, these are the leaders. So he joins up the back of the leaders, and he's I'll try and stick with him. Josh Kutsia still getting out, hangs the left-hander up towards the first of the 180s. Keegan Masters, Fabian Lance, Roman De Beer. This is what's happening. This is where the race is at. Josh Kutsia, this is a brilliant display from this lad as he leads out. Keegan possibly getting a little bit closer, taking Fabian and Roman with him. Up to the second 180, the top of the hill. They come down the hill. Kutsia still leading. We've got 3 laps still in it, folks. 3 laps to go. As they cross the line, Josh, Keegan, Fabian and Roman, they cross the line, they're leading out. Jason Kutsia would be the next one up, I would imagine. Yep, he is. Jason's up to 5. That's good points on the championship. And they're doing fantastically well. They work their way down towards the bottom end of the circuit now. Still, Josh Kutsia holds about a second gap, 1 second gap there over Keegan Masters. Keegan not having it all his own way, although he does have a first in the first heat, second in this one. It could be down to the third heat to get line honours. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Fabian and Roman are still out there at a slugfest. But Josh Kutsia is absolutely murdering that kart into the first 180 now. Right-hander up the hill, into that left-hand on the end, and they're going to go up onto the tabletop there, onto the final of the 180s, that long sweeping right-hander. Keegan Masters, Fabian Lance, Roman De Beer, they're all in it to win it now. And we're going to start up in ultimate lap. Come across, they're going to complete lap number 9, and then it's 10 and 11. Now goes Josh Kutsia over the line, head down, ready to go. Keegan Masters, Fabian Lance, and Roman De Beer. Crosses the line. So to does Carlo Willifee, but he's down in 13th place. Brilliant stuff. Jason Kutsia crosses the line. Then it's going to be Michael Pringle, Tate Bishop, also up there now in 7th. Well, they're absolutely murdering this. They're doing fantastically well. Down in the bottom end of the circuit, still Kutsia leading out. Keegan Masters. Masters is in 2nd, Fabian Lance 3rd, and Roman De Beer is there with her. Roman gets a little bit closer. Roman gets a bit closer. Can he get in there? Can he do something about this? Well, we don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So they're working their way through. Kutsia now posting a 104.1. He's not hanging around, folks. He's pedaling hard. Keegan's trying to close in on him. I think this is going to come down now towards the flag. Josh Kutsia out the final 180 now, down towards the last right-hander to come down into the start-finish line. Crosses the line there, down towards the bottom side. Goes through. This is the final lap. The final lap's about to start, folks. Final lap starting. And Kutsia leads out. Kutsia leads out with Keegan Masters. Kutsia there, Keegan Masters. Roman De Beer gets through on Fabian Lance. Roman moves up to 3rd. Roman De Beer goes up into 3rd place, and Fabian down to 4th. A dejected Fabian Lance. There goes Jason Kutsia and Tate Bishop. Tate Bishop is there as well on a kart that's been struggling. That kart's almost 10 years old, that chassis, but he's out there still murdering it, showing that he can drive a kart. Josh Kutsia on the final lap, up the hill, out of the first 180 now. He'll hook the left. Kutzer. Josh up the way around towards the heel there. Giga Masters, Roman De Beer. Roman De Beer trying hard. Roman De Beer pushing very hard now. As he comes down the line, it's Josh Kutzer. Josh Kutzer leads out, carrying together folks. Josh Kutzer taking heat number 2. The KZ2 is followed there by Giga Masters, Roman De Beer, Fabian Lance. We're waiting for 5th place man. It's the 2 Cape Townians, Jason Kitsia and Tate Bishop. Well, there you go. What can I say? They did it.
We've just completed the second heat of the KZ2, and I'm standing with Josh Kutzer, who won that race. It was a flag-to-flag victory. You want to tell us about it?
Yeah, I mean, the first heat, we had a problem with the rear stud that snapped off, so I was hoping I could get in good points for the championship. And yeah, it was a flag-to-victory race, but the pressure that they build onto you when they're behind you the whole time, it gets to you. You make a few mistakes, and then they're on you again. So that was a very tiring race.
Well, I didn't see too many mistakes from where I was watching. I saw lots of purple sectors continually, and right up until the second last lap, when you put in the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, normally the tire pressure, we made it so we can go from the beginning, but the track with the wind is getting a bit dusty, so it was getting better towards the end.
Well, super. Good luck for the next heat.
Thank you. Cheers.
Right, folks, welcome back to Benoni, the FK circuit here in Gauteng for the second race of the OKJs. Out there, Troy Snyman, Casey Enzer Smith, Nicholas Roos, Vivian Naidu, Jaden Goosen, Taya van der Laan, Ethan Steer, Lawandle Pule and Jason Macbeth. The Cape Town boys not faring too well in this one. I had money on them, so I'm obviously going to lose my money. Come on, guys, do me a favor, get in there. Come on, Ethan. But the man to watch here, Nicholas Roos, with the number 1 in the kart. He's third on the grid. Front is Troy Stayman. Casey Enzer Smith, well, he pulled a fine one on the line in heat number 1. So he'll be back in race number 2. I think they're just warming up before they form up. To all the viewers that have joined us, wherever you are abroad, overseas, here in South Africa, Cape Town, PE, Durban, Bloem, wherever you are, thanks for joining us. My side, Francois Butler. I'd like to welcome you into my parlor, as they say. This live stream of the South African, the SA Rock National Championship, being held at the Formula K here in Benoni on the East Rand in Gauteng. The weather is fine, a little bit of a cold breeze blowing around. I've now put on a thick padded jacket as the wind was coming up my back. The last thing I need is a little bit of kidney failure on a Sunday morning. But nonetheless, here we go, they're forming up. They'll all slow down and form up at the top end of the circuit, and then they'll come down, split the tram lines. We'll have heat number 2 underway. Well, heat 1 was very exciting. Brilliant stuff. There they go. Now they're starting to form up now as they go up to the first of the 180s. There's a straggling kart at the back trying to get back into the... He's going to have to hurry up to join it. I'm not sure it is. It's the 53 kart. That is Jaden Goosen, and he needs to hurry up and join his place in the pack. Nice and easy he does there, as it says Troy Stayman and Casey Enzer Smith. Casey did fantastically well. Now Jaden goes and joins up in his position there in P6. Okay, here they go now. Up into that second 180, they work their way down. They'll come around that right-hand corner and we'll go racing. Heat number 2 of the OKJ race in the South African Rock National. Nine karts in it. It's going to be a humdinger. Right, here we go. They split the tram lines. The flag is up. They're ready to rock and roll. They're side by side, and flag drops and away they go. And Casey Enzer Smith and Troy Stayman get a good start of it. Enzer Smith sits there. And they work their way out through into that first of the right-hand, second of the right-handers. Stayman gets a little bit of drift on the back end there. Casey Enzer Smith sits with him. They work their way through. Nice and easy does it. Nothing untoward. They're coming up to their twisty bits at the moment. There they all go through, working their way through there. Nose to tail stuff, the whole field pretty much so. As they work their way through, hang this tight left-hander. Turns back in on itself up into the first 180, back into the right-hander. Still Snyman leading out. Snyman leads out. Casey Enzer Smith is second. They make their way into that left-hander, work their way up the hill now to that second of the 180 loops. Troy Stayman looks like he's wanting to get away there from Casey Enzer Smith. Casey's under a little bit of attack there. And that is Nicholas Roos. Nicholas Roos is there with Casey Enzer. Troy goes over. There's Casey. There's Nicholas Roos. Roos wants to step out. Does he step out? No, he doesn't. Casey keeps him honest. The Cosmic. There they go now. It looks slow on the screen, but I can assure you they are absolutely murdering those cars, folks. Troy Stayman leads out. Stayman, Casey Enzer Smith, and Nicholas Roos. Roos is there. Now Roos, through the twisty bits, is where he's quick. This section here. This is where Nicholas is very quick. There you go. There he steps out already, and he takes up second place. I said it. I called it, and he did it. Thank you, Nicholas. Very kind of you to make me look good on television. And still, Troy Stayman leading out. Now, Nicholas will go in search now of Troy Stayman as they go into the first of the 180s. Up the hill they go. Troy Stayman still leading out there. Hangs that left-hander up the hill there. Nicholas Roos there. Casey Enzer Smith is sticking with him. Vivian Naidu's in fourth. Taya van der Laan. Lawandle Pule, Jaden Goosen, Ethan Steer, and Jason Macbeth at the back there. Oh, I tell you, guys, what's what? You set for the coast. It looks like you haven't got high felt settings. There's Troy Stayman, Nicholas Roos, Casey Enzer Smith. Devian Naidu, Tyre van der One Lepule. Then Jason Macbeth, Jaden Goosen and Ethan Steer. Macbeth is out, sorry, my apologies. Macbeth's not there. But still, it's Troy Steyman leading out, pretty pedestrian at the moment, keeping it sort of pretty straight. And keeping an eye there now on Nicholas Roos. I think he's the main protagonist here. Take nothing away from Troy. He's also quick, and Casey. Troy wants to hold on to that lead now. They've got 2 laps. They're busy with their 3rd lap. As they hit the first of the 180s, they roll around. Nicholas Roos is getting away from Casey Enzer-Smith and is getting closer to Troy Steyman. Well, Troy, you got your work cut out for you because Nicholas Roos is on his way up there into the 2nd of the 180s. Then they start coming down the hill. Down the hill they go now into that little kink, work their way up to that last right-hander before they cross the start-finish line. Here comes Troy Steyman, Nicholas Roos, Casey Enzer-Smith. They work their way down into that left-right-hand corkscrew. There's the rest there, the 98 of Devian Naidu you had there in shot at the moment as the leaders work their way to the bottom. That's Devian Naidu. There's your leaders now, and have a look. Nicholas Roos is getting closer, folks. Nicholas Roos is getting a lot closer towards Troy Steyman. Troy Steyman has got his work cut out because Nicholas Roos is getting closer. There we go. Nicholas Roos down the back of Troy Steyman now as they come out of that left-hander. It's another left-hander up to the 180. Nicholas Roos is pedaling, guys. He's now looking for the back end of Troy Steyman. Steyman can hear the purr now of that cart up behind him. He knows he's got company. And Roos comes right up behind him onto where the tailgate. He looks over his shoulder with no unfound reason because Roos is there. Steyman's got his work cut out as they dive down the hill now. He gets on the gas to take it right-hander. There you go, wide on that right-hander down towards us. Troy Steyman, Nicholas Roos is very quick and Roos is closing. Roos is closing. There's Roos right on the tailgate now. Troy Steyman down the hill. Well, the gloves are off, that's for sure. The fight is on now as Nicholas Roos comes up to Troy Steyman. Steyman goes sort of middle of the road to go defensive. Gets a little bit of a lift there off the curbstone. Hang that left there. And they go down into that right-hand corner. Now, this is the strong place of Nicholas Roos, the twisty bits. Look how close he'll get down to Troy Steyman. Steyman goes hard and fast into the twisty bits. Comes up towards this long sweeping left-hander that sort of turns back on itself up towards the 180s. And Roos is right there with him. Casey Enzer-Smith sitting 3rd place. Steyman comes up the hill. Here comes Roos. Roos has a look here on the left-hand side, tries to turn very tight to close the corner down. Hits the apex nicely as he goes up the hill. They take a long sweeping right-hander. Steyman's trying to stay out front. This is just pure driver skill that keeps your head there of a guy like Nicholas Roos. Like I said, the number 1 plate is not for no unknown reason there. He is the current champion. Down the hill he goes. He gets good drive and closes up on the back there of Troy Steyman. Roos and Steyman are having it out. Casey Enzer-Smith about 20 meters back, having a look on there. There he comes into frame. And still Troy Steyman. Steyman and Roos are at it. Hammer and tongs into that right-hander now. Does Roos get close? Does he mount a challenge? He might even step out here. There he goes. Steps out and he's inside and Roos goes to the front. Roos goes to the front of Steyman. Now does Roos get away or does Steyman stick with him is the question. Because Nicholas Roos has been very quick. As a matter of fact, he is one of, well, the quickest out there together with Troy. So now can Troy stay with him? Keeping an eye on Casey Enzer-Smith. Let's not throw him away. He comes into his own gear in the second half of the race. And we're only on the 6th lap, which is the halfway mark. But the front 2 are pedaling. Nicholas Roos, Troy Steyman. Who's it going to be? Roos coming up towards his right-hand turn. Just throws it into the right-hander down the hill. Off they go. Troy Steyman pushing hard. Casey Enzer-Smith trying to close down. Roos into the corkscrew. Takes the right-hander. Steyman's there. Roos comes into the area, enjoys the most. Where he is very, very quick. To the left-hander. Then into the next left-hander again. When they take that sweeping right up towards the twisty bits. Steyman gets close. Roos is aware that he's there, but this is his favourite part of the circuit. You see how nice and smooth he is through there. Steyman up for the task. He stays with him. Roos is trying to get away. Bit of breathing space. And they make their way up to the first 180. They used to take a right-hander. Then they go down, they'll take a left-hander and come back up to the second 180. There you watch them, second left-hander, up to the next 180. And I don't want to say anything, but I think Casey is getting just a little bit closer. I think he's one of these guys that lets the heat come into the tires and then starts really murdering the kart, which I think he's got right. Okay, so Nicholas Roos, Troy Snyman, Casey Enzer-Smith. Here comes Divyan Naidu. Then Taya van der Laan. Lawandle Pule goes through. And a little way back is Jaden Person and Ethan Steer holding each other up. But still on the front there, Nicholas Roos and Troy Snyman having it out. Casey Enzer-Smith wants to get a bit closer. Roos is very strong in this sector of the circuit, one has to say. As Troy Snyman sits there with him. Troy's not letting him go. I think this one could also go down to the wire. Is he going to return the favour? Oh, we'll have to wait and see. But Casey did that. Now does Casey's fighting with his kart. He's actually fighting with his kart, trying to get closer. Because the two in the front are the relentless in their pursuit of perfection here. As they roll out up the hill now towards the second 180. Roos and Snyman, nose to tail stuff. Out the 180 now, going to make their way down the hill. When they cross the line, they complete lap number 8 and they've got 3 laps to go. Snyman's there. Casey, go join the party, buddy. Let's make it exciting. Says the crowds against the fence. But, Divyan Naidu there in the background. And still, Nicholas Roos leading out. Now getting a little bit away there from Troy Snyman. Troy just slightly off the boil. They might come back at him. His kart is in favour of certain parts of the course. And there you see Troy come back slightly behind Nicholas. Casey's in frame. Casey Enzer-Smith's in frame. Can he come close? Well, we'll have to wait and see. When they cross the line, they'll have 2 more laps to go. So round they go, the left hand up towards the 180. Nicholas Roos reading out. Looking very, very comfortable in the front there with Troy Snyman in second and Casey Enzer-Smith. Divyan Naidu a little bit further down the road with Taya van der Laan. But up to the second 180 goes your leader, Nicholas Roos. Nicholas Roos now making his way down the hill towards that right-hander to start another lap. And Troy Snyman's with him. Casey Enzer-Smith not close enough to mount a challenge. They come flying out of that right-hander down towards the corkscrew. And now you see Nicholas Roos starting to find his rhythm here in the clothing stages. Brilliant stuff. Nicholas Roos here with a brilliant performance at the moment, getting away here from Troy Snyman. I think Troy doesn't know what to do. He hasn't got an answer to this one. Roos down towards the right-hander now. Takes the right-hander, comes back up the hill towards the twisty bits. It's going to be the right-left-hander. There we go. Right-left-hander. They'll come back up to another left-hander. Into that left-hander they go now, and they make their way up to their first of the 180 hairpins. Up the hill they go towards it, and then they start climbing. Now they are climbing, folks. I know it looks flat. It's not flat. They're climbing a hill. Left-hand turn, back up another hill towards what I'm going to call the tabletop 180. Right up at the top, it's the highest point of the circuit. And I'll tell you something for nothing, Nicholas Roos is pedaling. Right, when they cross the line, lap 10, he'll start his final lap. And Nicholas Roos posted the quickest time of 1:06. So he's almost, I would say, a third of a second quicker than Troy Snyman is at the moment, and you see why. He's pulling away from Troy here in the closing stages. So Nicholas Roos has pulled away from Troy Snyman. I think Troy has said, you know what, I'll settle for second. I think I'll just take second in this one. I'd like to be better. I was third in the last one. I'll take second with Casey's not too close. And Nicholas Roos taking that right-hander now, coming up the hill towards the twisty section. There's Casey Enzer-Smith behind Troy Snyman. That's your front three on the sharp end of the field. Nicholas Roos now taking a left hand. He'll take another left hander now as he starts climbing the hill up towards the first of the 180 hairpins. There he goes into the hairpin, horseshoe, whatever you'd like to call it. Roos on his final lap. Comes up towards the left hander for the last time in this race and climbs the hill up to that tabletop 180. Nicholas Roos here with an absolute faultless performance once he got past Troy Snyman. So, folks, here we go. Nicholas Roos for the last time in heat number 2 takes the right hand. He's going to take a checkered flag now as he makes his way down towards the flag. Roos crosses the line, looks over his shoulder, checkered flag. Nicholas Roos, Troy Snyman, Casey Enzer-Smith. That is your top 3. We wait for Divya Naidu. Divya Naidu crosses the line. Next up will be Taya van der Laan. And the way back, still a couple of carts to come, but they've been absolutely obliterated by the pace. Next up over is Lawanle Pule, and bringing up the rear will be Ethan Steer. Right, folks, welcome to Benoni, and once again the Bambino invitational race. We'll see how this one pans out. It was actually quite a good race previously, so we'll just wait and see how this all comes together. Just quickly switching on the live timing of that little break. We'll let you know who all's on the pole position as they work their way around the circuit. It's a shortened circuit for them. Michael Danks on pole with Kate Konofsky, Anthony Pinto and Rafa de Souza sitting there in the second row with Brady Cooper Darling and Santiago Frade in there as well. Right, so down the hill they come, and they're going to start the race. They get told to slow down as they make their way towards the line. The MSA flag is up. Flag drops and away they go. Michael Danks leading out. Great start there. And down into the first left-hander. Work their way left-right. And working their way through there. And Danks leading out. That blue one there of Kate Kanofsky sitting in second place. Into the left-hander they go. Working their way around. Is that Kate? No, I think it's Kate Kanofsky. They're leading out. I think Danks is in second place. Trying to pick up the number. It looks like a 17. Indeed, it's Kate Kanofsky leading out. My apologies. The 61 of Santiago Friday in second. Indeed it is. And then only the number 15 of Danks. So Friday had a good start of it from the back of the field up into second place. But they're going to have to catch Kate Kanofsky as he crosses the line. So that whole pack of cards is all changed up. Kate Kanofsky, Santiago Friday, Michael Danks, Anthony Pinto, Brody Cooper Darling, and Raf de Souza at the back of the field. Now Raf won't be too happy about that one because he did pretty well in heat number 1. But Kate Kanofsky saying to Santiago Friday, you want to make this one happen, you're going to have to catch me, buddy. And Danks has got past Friday by the look of it. Or has he? No, I think Danks is out of threat. Kanofsky leads out. Then it's Friday, and then it's Danks, then Andoni Pinto, who was trying to come at Danks. Danks not too happy about that one. Yeah, Danks with the blue bumper. That's definitely Michael Danks there in P3. And he's chasing hard down the back of Santiago Friday. Michael Danks just only knows one way, and that's forward. And Santiago's got his head down. He's biting the bullet. He doesn't want to be caught up there. Friday goes down. Danks follows him. And Kate Kanofsky's got a very healthy lead in this 10-lapper. They're on lap number 3 at the moment. And have a look there at Danks. Danks on the back end of Friday. He wants to get through. Here he comes. He gets closer. Is he going to get through the twisty bits? Does he have a look up? He's trying to get up on the inside, but Friday goes defensive. And this is bringing Pinto back into the picture. Pinto's back in the picture there behind Danks. 2, 3, and 4. There's Kanofsky leading out. Well. This whole race is upside down. Kate Kanofsky's got a healthy lead. They're going to have to try and catch him. And Santiago Friday says to Michael Danks, if you want to get into second, you're going to have to pass me, but I'm not going to let that happen anytime soon. But here comes Danks. Danks sitting on the back there of Santiago Friday as they make their way down towards the corkscrew. Once again, Michael Danks jumps up and down in his seat. It's like a trademark now for him. We'll register it on Monday with the trademark registrar and make sure that he can have his own trademark bounce in the seat. He's chasing hard, but look up behind him. Look there. It's Anthony Pinto. Anthony's there. Michael Danks is right there now with Friday. This is a great tussle for second place. 2, 3, and 4. Up the inside. Pinto says I'll go inside and try and a switchback on the corner. There he goes up on the inside at Danks now. But Danks has got a nice drive coming out the quarter because he's trying to close on a Friday. In the meantime, Kate Kanofsky leads out. Kate's got it going. Santiago Friday, a totally different drive from heat number 1, doing sterling job ahead of Michael Danks and Andoni Pinto. Danks wants to go get closer. Can Danks do anything? Hang on to the corkscrew. He's getting good drive. Here he comes. But Friday's up for the challenge. Friday's there. Danks doesn't go up on the inside because Friday closes that door firmly in his face. It keeps him brutally honest. Here comes Pinto again with that funny line of he's trying to switch back on Michael Danks. But of course, Danks is now trying to get past Friday. And in the meantime, Kanofsky, well, there you see, there. Oh, look at this, Pinto. You try something on Danks. Michael says to him, are you silly? That's not the line, my boy. I've got the line, but never mind. Now Danks goes up on the inside. Friday's on the outside. Danks has a look at him. So what are you doing? Stay there. But it's going to kick back at him. Friday goes on the inside. Danks stays on his inside. Side by side. They touch ever so slightly. And, has Pinto done this one? Danks still gets through. Well, they're tripping each other up. I think Danks lost focus on the prize there of Friday. And Santiago Frade has now got a little bit of breathing space, and he's on his way to go and fetch Kate Kanofsky. So, things are different. And Michael Danks is too worried about what Andoni Pinto is doing. And Andoni says, well, I'm just driving my race, but I don't know what you're worried about, but you're losing touch with Santiago Frade. And Santiago is closing down on the front there of Kate Kanofsky. Is there going to be a change in the lead? Because